Hi there, everybody. I'm here to talk about rebellion. Recently, the United States of America were trying to avoid rebellions in Egypt, making all the possible efforts in order to maintain peace and maintain the dictator that was there in the power. Once they realized that they couldn't put things in order as they wanted to, then they tried a different strategy. Now they are encouraging everybody in the Muslim countries to follow the example set by Egyptian people and make rebellion against their governors. One thing that is important to remember and keep in mind is that it was not a kind of war against the Muslim way of life, but actually it was a rebellion against injustice. And if you are trying to fight against injustice, then it's important to think also that in the United States of America there are a lot of things that are unfair in the world, as a matter of fact. If we can think about the banks and the interest rates that make people, lazy people, even more rich and put people in poverty, in total poverty, you can start a rebellion inside a lot of capitalist countries. And if we think about the media power to convince people and to make people buy things that they don't really need and make people even richer and put even more people into poverty. If you think about slavery that is happening in Africa, in China, in many countries, if you think about corruption, if you think about injustice, then it's time to start a rebellion in many countries in the world. Not only in the Muslim countries, but everywhere. And if you think about injustice, maybe it's time also to think about the person that is close to you, that needs some justice to be made, and start this kind of rebellion, making things change in your neighborhood. But what I'm trying to talk about here is the need for rebellion against injustice and everywhere, not only in Muslim countries, but also in the American countries, such as here in my country, Brazil, and Argentina, Chile, many countries that are living under many difficult situations and just are used to live in this kind of situation. It's really easy to think that a rebellion in a Muslim country is serious because it's a Muslim country, but the problem there is that the workers are not being well paid and they are under hard situations that could be different if the government were a little more flexible. And so it's not the case that they need to put the governments out of their places, but the thing is that the system has to change, because if you change the person that is in the power, but if you don't think the way the system works, then you're going to have the same problem and start a new rebellion each time that you change the person that is there. We are living under a very oppressive and unfair way of life everywhere, not only there and not only here. It's not something that we are privileged people because we have a situation that where there are no injustices, because there are injustices everywhere. And my idea is to start a rebellion everywhere that there is any kind of injustice. They don't need to be violent rebellions, but for example, you can stop paying your tributes, your taxes. If the government is not giving you proper conditions, if the money you are earning is not enough for your needs, why should you pay tributes? Why should you starve? Why should you die in hunger? Because you have to pay the tribute. And if you don't pay, okay, it's harder for them that are not working in most of the cases to have less money to steal in curbs. And we can see that there are governors that are spending people's money in parties, as we see in Italy. Oh, okay, if the point is that it's not a crime to have parties involving things that are being mentioned about Berlusconi, but the point is that they are spending the money from the people that they are earning in power positions, in positions that they are paying them very well, and the people on the streets, they don't have conditions for to improve their lives, for better things in their homes. And of course there is poverty there also. And the thing is that the people in the government, politicians, they are earning too much money, our money from the people, and they are spending this, well, in anything because they earn a lot. But when we are talking about the salaries from the people, oh wow, it's hard to give you a raise because it will cost this and that, and our salaries are not getting as bigger as we would like to. That it's not only here, but everywhere. It's time to start a revolution, change things, stop injustice. Not only in the Muslim countries, not only in Egypt, Libya, Iran, but you can start everywhere. Talk to your mates, to your friends, and go out to the street and say, oh, I don't like it. I want it to change. I want it to be different. People in Egypt, they showed us that it is possible to change things that in different moments in history would be considered impossible. The thing that is that history has showed us that the way of life, the way things work, have not been always the same as they are now. Things have changed across the history because people were working to change it. Sometimes in a slow pace, sometimes really fast. I don't think that we have to wait to stop injustice. It's time to think about the poor people. If you're poor, think about contributing some way to stop this injustice. If you are rich, to give what you have to help to stop this. Because if you don't try to stop it, maybe people will stop you from being so rich while they are so poor. That's what I have to say today. Thank you.